while. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen in a moment on YouTube. So for YouTube, let me catch you up so that your algorithm can be patched in as well. So just give me 30 seconds here on TikTok. I'm going to re-say everything I did to the keywords so that YouTube can pick me up in their algorithm. And then we're going to go into about 8 minutes of content, just 8 minutes. And if any of you hang on for the whole 8 minutes, at the end of the 8 minutes, I may actually make you a co-host so you can join me live and you can ask me your questions verbally instead of having to type them in. It works really great. I love doing that, the question answers in my lives. It works really good. All right, so YouTube, who I would like to see in my people who join me today are people who are entrepreneurs. Again, give me 30 seconds. TikTok, appreciate it. Entrepreneurs in 2026 who want to create a side hustle to make extra money. People who want to be available parents, like present parents. People who need sales advice, sales tips, okay? People who want to escape their 9-to-5 job. People who are typing in, quit my job. That's the perfect people that I'm looking for. Today, again, we're going to be covering in 10 minutes or less. I'm going to shoot for 8 minutes is what my goal is. I'm going to be shooting for that. And we're going to be covering triangular cells. We're just going to be covering a high level opportunity. And then I will present to you a free option to join 3 days. It's a 3-day long workshop that's going to be taught in Zoom. I'm going to give you a free option to get to all 3 days. Okay. And that's right up here at my Legacy Blueprint Now. If you go to school.com and you type in Legacy Blueprint Now, you'll get to my free school community. I'll show you what that looks like in a moment when I share my screen. And then you'll be able to attend this workshop for free for all 3 days. So relax. I'm not selling you anything. I'm not going to ask for any money. I'm just want you to enjoy the free option. Is there a VIP option? Yes, it costs $27 for all 3 days. So let's just get that out of the way. $27 is a VIP, but you are not required to buy that. I want you all to come and do the free sessions. There's 3 free sessions. You'll get 30 to 40 minute equipping and the content that I'm going to cover right now on my screen. So let me pull that up on my screen here. Bear with me. So if anyone in the chat has a question, and where are you joining from, BB? What state are you in? I'm in Nebraska. We got Iowa in the house. Who else is joining me live? Lisa, what state you in? I'm in Nebraska. We got Iowa in the house as well. So state, what temperature is it in your area? I'm getting my slides up here. That's why I'm kind of killing some time here. Bear with me 1 second. And we'll get going on a timer. And if Michelle, if you're going to hang out with me, keep me accountable to get done in 8 minutes, because I'm a talker. I like to talk. So anyway, all right, I got to concentrate. I got to get my slides up. My mastermind, triangular sales. Okay, click on that, click on that, click on that. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's get this party started. And let me get my script over here. Does anyone have any idea what triangular sales is? Just curious. Take a guess. What do you think triangular sales is about? Just curious if anyone is like a genius and somehow knows exactly my world. Does someone know my world unknowingly? Like, how is that even possible? That'd be so funny if someone could guess exactly what I'm going to be teaching about. Oh my goodness, that would be so funny. All right, let me get my notes here. Bear with me. So basically, let me tease this a little bit. So if you're online and you're having troubles with your social media and you're posting and you're like, hey, I wish I knew why. I'm on live and I'm like killing it, right? And I realized something that after I get done with my live, I jump into my automated business and I look and see, I'm like, oh, I know it. I know I killed it. I know I did so good, right? And then there's no leads. It's crickets. What? Wait a minute. I did so good. Why did nobody sign up? People said they were going to sign up, right? No leads. Crickets. Okay. So let me show you why that's a problem. We're going to do, I can't actually solve the problem for you in 10 minutes, obviously. But if you sign up for my free workshop, that's 3 days long, you are going to get the answers you need. And we're going to go deep each night into a new concept each time. Let me flip my camera around here. and you will be empowered to make social media posts like you have never posted before. And let me get this more level here. Bear with me. And what that means is you're going to go from floundering and wondering why your posts are not actually working. You're going to go from that all the way to having successful conversions that are happening organically, that are happening with high integrity. And you are going to feel good about yourself. And more importantly, your customer is going to feel good about themselves as well. So, oh, that's day 3. I'm stealing my thunder here. I want to go day 1, not day 3. Why is this popping up here? Day 1. Okay, here we go. My bad. All right, so let's get going. We're going to set the clock for 8 minutes. All right, so if you're doing everything you've been told online, posting consistently, telling your story, explaining the program clearly, and yet sales still feel inconsistent, they're uncomfortable, you're an introvert and you hate going online, so it feels forced. I want to tell you something very clearly. I want to encourage you right now. I want to tell you the truth. You are not broken. You're not the problem. You are okay. You have inherent value, exactly who you are. And let me tell you the truth. The program that you're promoting, you might be a master resale rights person and you're reselling something that's not even your own program. I'm going to tell you the truth that the program is probably not broken either, most likely. What's missing is a hidden sales layer that most programs don't even touch on, that don't even teach. And that's where the triangular sales is going to fill that gap. And this 3-day workshop is going to anoint you with why most people and the social media content trains people do not buy. Why when they post, you're actually training your buyer to not buy. And also number 2, why another thing we go on day 1 is why emotions alone only get attention, but they don't create consistent sales. That's big. And number 3, why ethical online selling requires a different kind of mindset. Because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of scamsters out there. There's a lot of bad people that sell with high pressure sales techniques. This is not a course like that. So why am I qualified real quick? Let me do a commercial for me. Why would you even want to join? Who am I? My name is Alan Pettit. If you're joining me for the first time, I have over 24 years of sales experience. I would say probably 2.5 decades at this point across multiple industries. And I actually do something that most salespeople don't do. And that is I recreate my entire sales process every 2 years. Hey, Rocky, thank you for joining. I appreciate you coming back from last night's live with Todd. He is on fire. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm just covering something in 8 minutes, and then we're going to go to question answers with live. So again, I'm Alan Pettit, 2.5 decades of multiple sales industry experience. I recreate my sales process every 2 years on purpose. I get trained in multiple sales programs like Zig Ziglar sales and Sandler sales, etc. NEPQ is the newest, hottest craze now with Jeremy Miner. So I know a bunch of stuff from them. So I typically break sales records when I was working for companies. Right now I'm doing my just sales training. That's all I do. I'm doing really well. And so that's all good. And what I've done is show me some numbers, right? People love numbers. And I'm going to tell you the truth right now. It doesn't matter social proof. And I'll get to a point. But for you naysayers, here we go. Oklahoma City, OKC. Woo, woo. I love Oklahoma. Yay. All right. Oklahoma's in the house. All right, here we go. So who am I? In the last job that I just exited on December 2nd of 2025, okay? So that's the date, dating myself here. I was actually able to increase the valuation of that company by over $6 million, 6 million buckaroos, okay? And by the way, I only worked less than 40% of the year because the other 60%, I was taking care of my elderly mom. She was in a nursing home. She needed a full assist where she couldn't even get up and go to the bathroom. And she had to go to a nursing home because it was too much for me. She has 2 or 3 person assist. And I hated that. I hated that so much. They didn't treat her. They treated her decent, but there were some of the CNAs that did a really bad job. So all this to say, I was like, I'm done. I'm going into selling sales. It's my sales program. And I launched it on December 2nd. I quit my job. I went 100% into sales. And within 72 hours, I had 6 sales already. So that just tells you what I'm talking about here. So moving right along. My sales tactics are different than anyone else. There's no hype, there's no pressure, there's no manipulation. And as I mentioned on day one, if you feel like your content, listen, why most social media content unintentionally trains people not to buy? Why? Because you're not making bad content for most of you. And it's not because your heart isn't in the right place either. It's because the way that most people communicate online conditions audience to just watch. Like right now, you're watching. You're not going to buy from me. You're just watching. You're enjoying the presentation. I'm talking like a million miles a second here, but you're just going to watch. Okay. And by the way, I'm not closing you today. I'm not closing you today. Just so relax. And I want you to watch. I want you to get to know me as a person. If you're on the awareness phase right now, like who the heck is Alan? That's who I'm talking to right now. There is no concern about me closing you today. I'm not going to ask for any of your money. So just don't be distracted by that. Okay, moving right along. When emotions, okay, so what we're going to cover is why emotions alone gets attention, but not consistent sales. Okay. And if you have ever had posts that felt powerful and translate to nothing and crickets, we're going to solve that problem on day one. Okay. So that's day one. And that's basically social media posts. That's what we're going over on that. Where's my day two slide? It disappeared. That's awesome. Okay. Bear with me. Let me open up my folder here. So I'm going to leave this up here. So take a screenshot of day three, because I'm going to get to that in a second, guys, because I don't want to distract you and I want to get done with this within 6 minutes from now. So it's that would be at 4 + 2, about 12:22 is when I need to come in for a landing here. So take a screenshot if you haven't done so already on what you are looking at here for day three. I'm going to get to that in a second. Let me get to day two because it was open and then it transformed into day three. So that's funny. Weird how technology. Lord, we pray in Jesus' name that technology would not be an issue. Amen. All right. So day two. Here's where we go into day two. Take a screenshot of this. So day two is when things get super real. And we're going to cover how you can go live on TikTok, how you can go live on Facebook. It doesn't matter the social media place where you're going. And we're going to teach you a better way to go live and communicate instantaneously, build instantaneous rapport. And this is the day that's especially for anyone who goes live or wants to go live, but feels awkward, scattered, unsure of what to say. Okay, so this day would be for you. And what we're going to be explaining is why most live sellers talk way too much and they actually barely connect with anyone. Okay. And number two, why explaining the program, the features, the structures, the numbers. Actually, when you go into that, it's called feature dumping. When you do that, you're actually going to break the emotional connection in real time with your potential customer. You're going to break it. They're going to leave you. They're going to check out. And here's a key thing. We're going to teach you very specifically how to avoid a common thing that people who are high ticket sales do that I believe should be illegal, and that is emotional manipulation. No one should ever emotionally manipulate anyone ever. Okay. I want to be stupid clear on that. Everything I teach, you do not get emotionally manipulated. Okay. But it is my responsibility to connect with you on your emotional level. I have to connect with where you are emotionally. And that's what I do differently that other people don't do. Michelle doesn't feel well. So I would say things that are authentic and real to be like relating with her. That's just an example. Now, this is not some kind of cult teaching where I'm going to be very close. I'm going to be very, very, I shouldn't have said that word. Now the algorithm is going to be all stupid. But anyway, this is the opposite of that. All right, so here we go. Moving right along. Avoiding hard truths does not protect people. It actually keeps them stuck in where they're at. So we don't want to like push the pain so much that they leave you, but we need to be real with people and where they're at. Day 2 helps you understand why people tune out and hesitate. And they, oh, I have to think about it. I have to talk to my wife. How many of you have ever heard that? I have to think about it. Well, I'm going to be covering that in the VIP session on how exactly to overcome that objection. So if you, it's so easy to overcome. It's ridiculous. All right. So that's day 2. Take a screenshot. I'm leaving now in 3, 2, 1. All right. You can catch the replay on YouTube if you didn't get this. And you know what? I don't think I'm sharing my screen on YouTube. Yikes. Oh, well. Let me share it now. Bear with me here. So here we go. There's my screen. So for all of you on YouTube, I was not sharing my screen here. So let me go ahead. And anyone who did not catch what each day is going to be about, here you go. Here's another chance to screenshot. So screenshot this, everyone, on YouTube, because I'm only going to take 10 seconds on this. So I need to get going to day 3, and I need to finish up in 2 minutes for day 3. Okay, so there's day 1. Hopefully you got your screenshot. Okay, here's day 3. Day 3 just wants to jump up a lot. Okay, there's day 2. Okay, so take a screenshot of day 2. You also have information on how to get to my free school community right here in the bottom, and how to reserve your seat right here. Okay, all right, now we're moving on to day 3 here. Thank you for your patience, guys. Okay, cool. So day 3, I got 1 minute to cover this. Oh man, I'm gonna go over. Give me just a second, guys. My notes, here they are. All right, so day 3, we bring everything in for a landing. Become the guide people trust and they just want to say yes to. Okay, real quick. A guide is someone who's already arrived and is teaching their success over the past decades. A great example of this, put a 1 in the chat if you've ever seen the movie Star Wars, the original Star Wars, episode 4, okay, episode 5, okay. So who is the guide in Star Wars? And who is the hero? Okay, thanks, Rocky. So who's the hero in Star Wars? Type it in the chat. Luke Skywalker, right? Who is his guide? Well, in episode 4, it's going to be, for the sake of time, I'm just going to say it. In episode 4, it is, there you go, boop, boop, Yoda. Absolutely. So Yoda is his guide in episode 5, but episode 4 is Obi-Wan Kenobi. So there you go. So I'm going to position you to be Yoda. And how much more authority will you have when you go present something as a guide like Yoda? Everyone wants to be the hero, but they don't realize they should be the guide. So that's something you get in day 3. And you change the way you see yourself. And most people believe they need to have results before they're qualified to sell. Like, I can't sell this because I haven't sold it. Let me say that again. I can't sell this because I haven't sold it. I mean, that's just kind of it makes me laugh whenever people think that they need to have social proof. So anyway, the belief is that belief is actually keeping you broke. And it's terrible. So don't do that. On day 3, we're going to talk about why people don't actually need proof the way you think. Why the destination is not money at all. In most cases, it's not money, but it's relief, it's control, it's direction. And why personal guidance always beats experience every single time. This is the breakthrough for people who haven't made their first sale yet. So if you're in the DGC, you're struggling and you're like, oh my goodness, I wish I could make my first sale. Day 3 is your day. And you're going to learn the high level stuff, the what and the why for absolutely free. And I'm going to cover it in about 30, 40 minutes. Okay. You're going to be blown away at all the content I cover. This is clarity and commitment. That's the end of day 3. Now, as I mentioned, there is a VIP experience, which I'm not even going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about that in the next session. So it is 12:24. I said I would be done at 12:22. So I apologize. Thank you for your grace. I'm going to flip around the camera now. So anybody who is still with me, so we got Rocky and let me flip around the camera, and we got Michelle. So let me flip this in here. Here we go. So here we go. Rocky, you don't have to accept this if you don't feel comfortable, but if you want to be a co-host and speak your mind, you are welcome to do that. And Michelle, you're going to get an invite as well to be a co-host. So if either one of you two want to jump on right now with me, and Deborah, if you're still here, I'll bring you in too, maybe. Oh, it won't let me do it. Maybe it will. Okay, and if you want to accept that and come on live, you can. If you don't, we'll just end the live. So does anyone have any questions in the chat about, I covered a lot of stuff. I covered so much stuff, okay? What are your questions? You can come on live. You can accept the invite that I sent you. When you say missing sales layer, hold on. No questions. Okay, thanks, Rocky Bro. When you say missing sales layer, what is the biggest mistake you see beginners making that keeps them posting content but not getting paid? Oh, that's such a good question. I love it. Here it is. The biggest mistake is they do not, a new message. I'll get to you in a second, new message. The biggest mistake is they don't do the 5 why exercise. When you do the 5 why exercise and you learn a tangible thing that you can connect with yourself, when you're back, if you were to go back in time and talk to the present you, could go back in time and talk to the past you from like 3 years ago or whatever, your content transforms. And that's what brings more connection. Because what you need is connection. What you need is relationship. What you need is to be in the emotions of the other person. And the best way to be in the emotions of the other person is to get into what your emotions were 3 years ago before you joined the DGC, before you took that crazy job, whatever you're working now, however your main force of income is, if you have not quit yet, to go into 100%, to go into 100% of being in the DGC only. So that's the key thing, because I know you feel like your experiences are unique, but the truth is they're not. Like for me, I was in a dead-end job. I was dying daily. I wanted to escape. I feel called by God, but I know I was sitting in my desk, literally wearing a headset, you know, like this here, and people would call and get me on the line and yell at me with profanities. And then they would like scream at me for something I didn't even do. And there's so many times I wanted to rip my headset off and throw it against the wall. Do you feel that emotion? And if you've ever been in a work from home job and your kids are 10 feet away from you on the other side of this wall right here, laughing, watching My Little Pony, and you wish you could, but you can't because you're working overtime on Christmas Day, are you feeling the emotion now? Are you feeling a little different kind of impact? I'm not emotionally manipulating, not. I'm telling the truth of how I felt when I was in that dead-end job dying daily. And then they went above and beyond. They said, I'm going to take away all your commission for the whole month, Alan, because you said one word wrong, and I can subjectively choose whenever I want to do that. How toxic is that, right? Okay. And that was my breaking point where I knew I could not stay in that dead-end call job anymore. I just made them $6 million in value. Every customer I brought in would bring them $10,000 in value. And by the way, that company is getting sold. So what I was doing was increasing the valuation for them to be able to sell higher. And that's how they treated me. You feel that? That's so different. Now I show up. Now I have nothing to pretend. I am me. That's the biggest thing to answer your question. I get into more of that in the webinar. Okay, I had a new comment on here and I'm not sure where it went. Okay, hold on. Why do you think, okay, here we go. Why do you think most people actually talk more on live videos, but somehow connect less with their audience? Okay, this is an awesome question. And I do cover this in, I believe that was day two. And I think I covered that because I'm talking about lives. Right now, I'm talking a lot. I presented so much information to you. And a matter of fact, I made probably 1% emotional contact and communication with you, because the purpose of this live, when I went live, I used my upfront contract. Remember, if you saw my upfront contract in my free school community up here, I said, this is the purpose of this live. I'm going to present a bunch of information to you and I'm going to invite you to a webinar. When I was covering all the content, I was not making emotional connection with you. I'm not going to make a sale on this, but that's not the goal of this live. The goal of this live is to reach people on the customer awareness phase, because there's 3 phases that the customer's on: awareness, consideration, and decision. I'm not in decision right now. I'm not making this live for a decision. I'm purposely not making money. What did I say in the beginning of the live? Do you remember, Michelle? I said, I'm not going to ask you for any money. Remember that? I'm not going to ask you for a penny. And I did that on purpose because I'm in the awareness phase of creating a live. Now, when people talk a lot, they don't realize what their point of why they're going live. They're talking, rambling. And right now I've been purposeful to be in the awareness phase. If I was in consideration phase, it'd be totally different, because now you know I have a webinar. Now you're considering going to it, in a workshop for 3 days. Now you're considering going to it. So in that phase, like in my next live that I do, it's going to be in for people in the consideration phase. It's going to be a lot more heavy on emotional connection. And I'm not going to be sitting there for 10 minutes talking about what I'm going to go over. I'm going to be actually weaving those content into an emotional connection. So then I'm going to make money. I'm going to make money on my next live. So that's what I mean. Most people don't know what they're creating and why. So great. I got a thumbs up from you. So that's approval. Any other questions? Man, it's good questions, Michelle. So good. Okay. I'll give you guys another moment here because I got to jump. I got to do live. Okay. Let's see here. So okay. You say people don't actually need proof as much as we think. Why do they, what do they need instead in order to feel safe saying yes? Oh man, you have the best questions. Again, I don't want to steal my own thunder because I will go into this for 40 minutes on the webinar and the worksheet, the workshop. But to tease this a little bit, the answer to your question, and I hate people who don't answer questions, drives me nuts. So I'm going to tell you what the answer is, but I'm not going to explain how you get it. You have to come to the workshop to get it. Okay. But here's the what and the why. You don't need to sell nothing. Okay. You don't need to say a single social proof. You don't even need to say all these people are winning you don't even need to share other people's social proof, to be honest. What you need is to be the guide. If you are the guide, it doesn't matter. And I'll tell you the truth. If you are having somebody attack you because they want to know how much money you made, that is an objection that means nothing. They're not going to buy from you. You can never solve their problem. They're coming at you live and they just want to fight with you. They're not worth your time. And there's a thing called the qualifying your customers. There's A, B, C, and D type of customers. And I teach this in my mastermind. An A customer is someone who wants to buy immediately. That would be like a person going into a car dealership. They got 3,000 buckaroos in their pocket and they're going to fork it over and buy a used car. That's an A customer. Oh, do you want those people? And there will be people who join you live when you do that. And then there are B customers that can become A customers. They just need a little nudge. And then there's C customers that they're not going to buy now, but they need to see you for about 100 times. That's what marketing is all about. And then they might become a B customer, and then they may become an A customer. Those are what email automations are for. And then there's the D customer, which you should have nothing to do with. You should flush them down the toilet. That customer that asks you, how much money have you made from this? When did you get your first sale? They're a D customer. You can honestly block them. You don't need to answer that. You're the guide. You're not only one step ahead of them, you're 40 steps ahead of them because you've been in the DGC for so long. Okay. These people I'm sorry, but if you're a D customer, I'm going to tell you the truth. Not in love. I'm not going to be very loving right now. You're an idiot. If you're a D customer, you are just stupid. You're ignorant, literally ignorant. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying that those kind of people are not worth your time. Hey, love them, but block them. That's all I got to say. Awesome question, Michelle. Do you have any more questions? And there's one other person on here. I'm not sure who it is, but Does anyone else live have any questions? How do I make you a co-host? Can I pluck up here? And okay. Minuteman, do you have any questions? I'm gonna send you an invite if you want to come live. I have about 5 more minutes I can give you. Any more questions? Okay. Okay, okay, I got another question. Thank you, Michelle. Let's see here. What you make and what I make depends on your work ethic. If you do the steps. Yes, that's good. That's good. I agree. So good. So glad you joined me today. It's very nice of you. Okay. So for anyone else, I'm going to shut down this live now. And for anyone else who is not, who has further questions, please follow me. Go to my free school community. Above all else, if you're in my free school community like Michelle is, we're going to jump right back into the next speaker that's speaking in the AI Summit. We're going to go live right now. So if you want to know about AI Summit by Alicia Little, we just covered the session that was 40 minutes long with Russell Brunson. That was fire. Was that not fire, Michelle? I mean, that was crazy. All the hacking stuff that he taught. I can't wait to go make explainer videos, webinars, and video sales letters that are an hour long. And I don't even do it. AI does it all for me. Oh my Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, amen. Yeah, that is so awesome. So thanks for joining last minute. Bic Flame. Please follow me and then go to school.com/legacy blueprint now. Listen, I spent 208 buckaroos to get into the AI Summit. I'm actually replaying a lot of it at no charge for free. So if you go to Legacy Blueprint Now, if you go to school.com and go to Legacy Blueprint Now, just type it in like you see it up here. So school.com. Let me get my fancy dancy board here. Oh, I need to. Why does TikTok do this? I wish it would automatically not make me mirror stuff. Take a screenshot of this, everybody. Screenshot, because this is where you get free access to my webinar or my workshop. Take a screenshot. Free access to the 3-day workshop on triangular sales. And this right here is where you're going to get free access to the AI Summit that we're going to go literally in 5 minutes from now. We're going to go back to my school community. And if you want to get to know me and know what I'm all about, how I pray for people daily, have daily devotionals, and how I'm giving away so much free sales tips every day. My goal is to give you a free sales tip or to empower you somehow. And I actually promote your business in my school community, don't I, Michelle? I am always talking about other people's stuff, other people's business. So if you want a safe place to promote yourself appropriately, go to school.com/legacy blueprint now. And then for you on YouTube, here is that. So take a screenshot over here on YouTube. That would be awesome. Let me stop sharing my screen. So take a screenshot on that, please. And then, yeah, we will see you inside of school. Thank you all for joining. Michelle, you're the best. God bless you. And especially if you join my free school community tonight at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're going live. And I'm going to be giving away the free gifts that are going to blow your mind. I don't want to say what they're about. I'm going to give you some free. Whoever's there tonight, you're going to walk away like, oh, yeah, it's on. 2026, I'm going to kill it. And you're going to get it for free just by joining me tonight at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time in my free school community. All right. God bless everyone. We'll see you in the next live. Woo, woo.